What's up, everybody? Squirrel Man's back again. I'm sitting up here in Chicago. Every time I come up this area, I can't wait to leave. I hate coming up here. I actually got pretty lucky this time because I'm off the main highway, so I don't have to venture out too far, and that's always an A plus, no matter where you go. Anywhere you go where you can go 2 seconds off the highway and meet your destination, man, that's awesome. The first time I went to Compton, California, I was so nervous. I was like, because all I knew was what I heard on TV and the movies. And then I got there, and it was like I could have thrown a rock from the highway and hit that place. I was so happy. So I was in and out of there. And anywhere you go that you can do that, it's awesome. Somebody asked me about bringing your wife with you out here on the road. Honestly, guys, being with Biscuit as long as I was, that's like having a freaking wife with you, man. It really is. Me and him used to joke about it. It's like a marriage, you know? Any way you look at it, it really is, because there's so many compromises you have to make living with that person. Now I'm by myself. It's like a huge sigh of relief. And it's nothing against him, but I have so much freedom and things I couldn't do before, and I got the whole truck to myself. I can do whatever I want. I can stop whenever I want, eat wherever I want, do whatever I want, you know, and I don't have to worry about someone else's opinion, you know. Honestly, to tell you all the truth, man, my marriage has come to an end. I'm getting a divorce probably next year, probably maybe around summertime. And don't feel bad for me. That's been a long time coming, trust me. But the one thing I can tell you is if you and your wife get along really, really well and she supports you doing the driving, don't bring her with you, man. It's a huge mistake. It's a recipe for disaster. It's too much time together. It's too much, man. You guys will be at each other's throats. At least when you come home, she ain't seen you in a week or so. She'll be really excited to see you. And you better make sure you can trust her. Because I don't trust any woman. I don't. I'm sorry. I would not get married doing this job. I wouldn't do it. You know, I would not trust a woman to be faithful to me at home for a week or two at a time. And if you're in a really good marriage and you think about getting this job, honestly, if I was you, dude, I'd take a local job. I would be home as much as you possibly can. The real reason, the thing that super fueled my marriage taking a dump was working in the prison system. Working in the prison system completely changed my mind. Long story short, it turned me into an asshole, you know? And it was very hard for me to cope with life outside the walls after spending so much time every day, all week inside the walls, coming outside and dealing with life and trying to make a marriage work. It was super hard for me. And it changed me into a completely different personality that she didn't want to deal with, and it took me a long time to get away from that. But having said that, no, I would not bring a wife on the road with me. I just wouldn't do it, man. It's too much time spent together. You'll get sick of each other. I met a couple when I was at the Charlotte yard, and they were a married couple. He said they've been in the truck together for a while. He was like, man, there'll be days when we're just ready to kill each other, man. He's like, one day I called my dispatch, and he was like, I was begging this guy to get me out of this truck, man. He's like, dude, we got to park. I need to get away from my wife, man. It's getting real bad. We're at each other's throats, you know? And I wouldn't want to put myself in a position like that, because look at it this way. Being with Biscuit, there's things I could say to him you can't say to a wife. And there's things that I couldn't say to him that I could say to my wife. So it's I don't know if you understand that. Like, I could walk away from Biscuit and leave him to be and know that he's okay, and I don't have to worry about him, because that's not my partner, you know? You can't do that to your wife. You can't just leave her somewhere and say, fuck you, and I'll see you later, because it's your wife. You can't do that. She'd be super offended, you know? She'd be like, I can't believe you did that, you know? But you know, it's just it's different, and it's little things like that that I would just not want to deal with, man. And being out here on the road, everybody's gonna have their own preferences. Everybody's gonna have habits and stuff, and sharing this living space is wicked difficult, man. It's wicked difficult. I mean, it's so tiny in here. This is not meant for two people, not for a long period of time. I could see maybe if you were a mentor and you had a student in here for like 2 weeks, and then maybe you took 2 weeks off, you know, but it wasn't consistent. It's not, these trucks are not meant for two people, man. I don't care what anybody says to you. They're not. Having to share all this room, all each other's stuff, like bags and stuff. Yeah, you can shove a bunch of stuff under this bunk, but it makes it a pain in the ass to get to all the time. That's why I don't even, dude, you could shove a body under this bunk. There's nothing under there. I don't use it. I use the 2 dog boxes on the sides for things that I don't really use very often, but I keep all my stuff at the foot of my bed, you know, or I throw it up here on the bunk because I want to be able to get to it easily if I need it. And I couldn't imagine living here with a female, man. Females bring so much crap with them that they don't need, you know? Like my wife has a freaking purse with like 9 million pounds of crap in it, and she brings it everywhere she goes. I'm like, what do you need in there, you know? I got my wallet, my keys, my phone, my pocket knife. Like, I don't need any of that stuff. You're like, what do you have in there, you know? I used to know this girl at the prison. She would carry, no lie, like a freaking body bag of crap into the freaking facility every day. And it was a clear bag. You can only, everything that you brought in there had to be clear so that they could see it going through security, you know? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, you don't need all that bullshit for 12 hours, you know? It's just ridiculous to me. And it was a recipe for disaster, you know? Because you never know what you remember. If my wife hated me enough back then, she could have easily taken me out, because she used to make all my lunches. All she had to do was stuff some drugs in my lunches, and that would have been all she wrote for me. If she really hated me that much, you know, I know she would never do something like that. But if somebody was really that evil, because I never checked my lunch, I'm like, oh, okay, peanut butter and jelly, crackers, whatever, you know. She could have shoved some freaking drugs in there, and I would have been, oh my God, I would have gotten so much trouble, because that literally happened. There was a guy who tried to shove a cell phone inside a Subway sandwich and tried to carry it through security, and he got caught because he's a dumbass, you know. But that's just that was just a story. I got plenty of them. That leads me to my next thing. If you guys have things you want me to talk about, please leave comments. If you have questions about, hey, you should make a video about this or that, I would love to do that. Yeah, just leave me comments and with questions and ideas, and I'll see if I can help you out. But yeah. Anyway, I don't really have too much more to say about bringing your wife with you. I just think it's a bad idea, man. The other thing is, like, when I'm out here, I like being by myself. I do a lot of soul searching out here, a lot of thinking. I do all my best thinking when I'm on the road, you know. It's like every time I come home, I think like a more well-rounded personality, because I'm at peace. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's been bugging me the whole time I've been out here. You know, I've been pretty in a pretty peaceful state of mind, because I don't have anybody aggravate me. You know, and that's the thing I don't miss about being with Biscuit. And it's nothing on him. It's not his fault, but I don't have to deal with anything, you know? And I'm sure I aggravated the shit out of him. I guarantee you I aggravated the shit out of him. I know I did, because I used to see some fire in his eyes some days. And then I'd have to, you know, bring him back, you know? Be like, hey, man, I'm your boy, remember, you know? You're like, I still love you. I give you shit, but I still love you, man. So anyway, yeah, I wouldn't want to put myself in that position ever again. I think starting out being teams is good to get your feet wet, you know, while you're a real deep green rookie. But after you get through all that, you don't need nobody to be with you, man. You really don't. So anyway, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget, leave comments. questions if you got them. All right, common sense ain't common.